Kemal talked about trends. We follow trends because all of our customers are interested in what's going on. The reality is customer experience is king, customer experience management. You know, CCM is now a subset of customer experience management. The bottom line is, though, everyone's worried about being able to give customers what they want, when they want it, right channel, stuff that we've talked about for years in the output management business. But now there's extra impetus because they want to capture real-time information, and they want to predict what's going on. They're interested in sentiment and whatnot. And they want to give you every single time the best possible customer experience when you interact with your vendors. This puts tons and tons of pressure on IT organizations, both on the infrastructure side. We're seeing legacy migrations to the cloud. We're seeing, you know, AI and ML. Did you ever get an answer, a good answer? Of course not. Yeah, I mean, basically, it's pattern recognition on steroids, you know. Everyone in operations, particularly in the output side, the communications side, wants to know what's going on every single step of the way. They want to have visibility. They want the illusion of command and control if something goes wrong. They want to fix that thing before it causes issues in customer experience, because we know that customers are fickle, and they'll, you know, give them a bad experience and they're off to some other vendor, right? The other underlying trend that's important, and Crawford is heavily involved in this side, is compliance. Compliance. GDPR, CCPA, the California statutes for privacy and things like that are going to have long-term impact. On the accessibility side, where we spend a lot of time at Crawford, the Americans with Disabilities Act, Section 508, Section 504. The bottom line is people who are blind, partially sighted, and cognitively disabled need to have access to the information contained in statement files and policies and correspondence, all sorts of things like that. And those things are right now causing a lot of litigation, a lot of angst, and a lot of activity. So, net, these are some of the trends that are driving what we're developing, how we're positioning, and how we're helping our customers. So, we take the approach where we want to be a strong partner. We want to be somebody who can be a trusted advisor based on our domain expertise gained over 24 years, the types of solutions that we put in the field in mission-critical applications for e-presentment, for example, or high-volume transactional output, or multi-channel delivery. You know, we want to continue to bring new ideas and new solutions to the table to help our customers do what they need to do. We want to provide an environment that is going to grow and expand as trends change. I know everyone is paranoid when their CEOs go to conferences because they come back and go, wow, I just found about this. We're going to do that. And the IT guys go, who's going to do that? We're going to do that, right? Who's going to pay for it? It doesn't matter. The CEO wants to do it, right? We want to be a partner that's truly customer obsessed, because our customers and your customers are customer obsessed. If you believe the stuff in the marketplace, people judge their vendors based on customer experience, not on price or quality. They're willing to pay more money for a good customer experience. Can you believe that? They haven't talked to my wife. She wants a bargain. That's part of the good customer experience. Bottom line is, we want to be the type of partner that can do the things and help them do the things so they can concentrate on their business. For those of you that know Ernie Crawford, he founded Crawford Technologies in 1995 in his house, the basement of his house. All right, 24 years later, we are now an organization that has about 140 employees. We represent 4 companies. Crawford Technologies itself As a software developer, we concentrate pretty much on the enterprise output management space, content services, and especially document accessibility. Flatirons Digital is headquartered in Boulder. Their specialty is application decommissioning. So when companies want to unplug mainframes, but they still need access to the data that those applications made when they were running on the mainframes, these guys figure out how to archive it and provide access. Agilitech is a small disabled veterans-owned business, and we go to market with them, particularly on accessibility in the federal government with them, where they're a partially owned subsidiary. And accessibilitynow.com is an e-commerce site that I built last year that provides on-demand access to accessible formatted documents by people who know nothing about accessibility. You upload a PDF, you pay for it with a credit card or a PayPal or something like that, and a couple of minutes later you get back a document that's formatted as accessible PDF. That's the premise, at least. So we have 1,800 customers now, approximately, worldwide, with various pieces of our kit. And clearly we've won a lot of awards over the years for our software because it's been fairly innovative. Most important thing I want you to leave here with is that our Net Promoter Score is plus 75. Our customers really, really appreciate what we do for them, and we survey them a couple times a year. That's the stratosphere where USAA and Apple and organizations like that are. The bottom line is we think that when you go the extra mile and you take care of your customers, really take care of your customers, and you come up with smart solutions like Smart Setup, they take it to heart and they appreciate it. So I was telling Kemal before this that we're actually changing our positioning. We're known for transforms. We're known for document reengineering and stuff like that. But basically, we develop software and solutions to help our customers communicate better with their customers. At the end of the day, you peel all the layers of the onion back. That's what it means. And the bottom line is our vision is informed by voice of customer, voice of analyst, voice of partner. And we take that vision and understanding of the marketplace based on our domain expertise, that filter, and we come up with technology, IP, and know-how that translates those things into usable entities, usable platforms by our customers. So recently, we've been developing some purpose-built platforms to address part of the picture of customer experience management. So these themselves, while they are self-contained, have components that are shared across them. Accessibilitynow.com we announced last summer, I think in July was the first time I did a presentation on that. E-Delivery Now we announced at Print, the Print show, earlier this month. And Optimize Now is a working title for our print center management-based platform. And the idea, quite frankly, is if you layer a platform, you present a platform, the platform is built upon components. Obviously, we're selling our software, Crawford Tech software. So the components that we list in our platform happen to be Crawford components. But the platform is designed to plug in other components. It's designed to integrate and work with other components of your overall end-to-end solution. So, surrounding the platform and supporting it from a technology perspective, we also have solutions around content services, around preference management, so you actually know what your customers want when you're going to send them what they want when they want it through the right channel, with the right messaging, of course. We provide a backbone that allows integration. It's an integration bus, an automation, business process automation solution, an orchestration solution, and visibility. So I mentioned the platform approach. We'll waltz through e-delivery now so you get a flavor for it. I'm not going to belabor any of these solutions or whatnot. We can do that offline. But e-delivery now is based on the concept of enterprise communications platform. Okay? The process is the same regardless whether you're doing e-delivery, whether you're doing print, whether you're building solutions for the accessibility marketplace. Basically, you have business systems that create data that ends up having to get translated into a format that customers can use. In the multi-channel, omni-channel e-delivery world that we live in, you have tons of customer interactions that occur through various channels, all right? And you need to know, as an organization, your customers need to know how to be agile, how to be smart, how to respond to these individual customer requests for communications. Some of it's push, some of it's pull, some of it's on demand, some of it's triggered. It doesn't really matter how the communication happens. The bottom line is business information needs to get translated into a format, gets delivered to customers, consumers, right? At the same time, from a compliance perspective and an interaction perspective, you have archives, you have systems of engagement, systems of record, all right? And those could be all sorts of things. It could be enterprise file sync and share solutions. It could be old-fashioned archive systems. Doesn't really matter. That data has to live somewhere. It's a source of reprints. It's a source of e-presentment and whatnot. So how do you tie it all together? A workflow backbone. At Crawford Technologies, our workflow backbone is called ProConductor. It does integration, automation, orchestration, and provides views into everything that goes along in the process that ties business systems to delivery with customers. We have solutions components that translate, that provide the instructions for the data that comes out of the business systems to be translated into the target formats for delivery via channels. We have ways of facilitating mobile-ready communications. You want to put a happy legacy or a happy web face on legacy-generated information. Take something that comes out of a mainframe-based comp system and deliver it as HTML5 responsive on somebody's phone. That's what those tools are all about. We also have solutions that tie together the archive world with the on-demand world. So all in all, tie it together with services, and you have what is known as e-delivery now. So here's my laundry list. Those are what all the components are in our platform. That's what they do. I'm not going to bore you by going through it, but the bottom line is the platform approach resonates. We've talked to banks, we've talked to insurance companies, we've talked to print service providers. What they get is common infrastructure, a workflow backbone, an integrated solution set that ties together everything that drives mobile-ready output. That's what resonates. We've done the same thing with accessibility. According to the World Health Organization, 1.3 billion people in the world have visual impairments. In the United States, 30 million plus people have visual impairment to the point where they are legally blind and may be able to see large print, use magnifiers, have thick glasses. But at least 30 million people. And this number is expected to double as time moves on. By the end of 2020, they're expecting that number to double because of the old baby boomers. Their eyes are going. Macular degeneration, diabetes, all that sort of stuff. So we did the same thing in terms of platformizing our solution set, which is pretty broad for accessibility. Everyone's faced with the same challenge. You have transactional documents And you have all the other documents. Annual reports, job applications, policy, employee handbooks, those types of things, as well as confirmations. All that sort of stuff has to be translated into the formats that people who are blind and sight challenged require things in. And the law is pretty clear. To be compliant, you have to give people accessible PDF or accessible HTML5, which they can use with their assistive devices, like screen readers, to consume that information. But you also have to give them what they want if they want a physical format: large print, Braille, e-text, audio, DAISY, EPUB. Whatever a customer wants, you are obligated to provide. So again, we build a platform with components that allows companies to take input files, print-ready files, and turn them into accessible formats. Some of the solutions are there to facilitate this for high volume and transactional output. Some of them are AI-based, and literally it's like a hot folder Dropbox. You drop it in, and through the magic of automation and AI, documents get tagged with the right metadata to allow somebody who's blind to use them. We have services, we have remediation services. We literally have a service bureau in Potsdam, New York, for making Braille and large print and stuff like that. The bottom line is we want everyone to be able to be compliant and achieve their accessibility goals, which means complying with regulations, of course, which mitigates cost, risk. You think that it's not going to happen to you. Talk to Wells Fargo. They got fined $16 million. Talk to the 212 cities, counties, and departments in Florida that have been sued by one guy, who are all settling. The drag of not being non-compliant and being fined is that not only do you have to pay the piper, you still have to fix all the stuff that's wrong with your system in delivering accessible documents. So it's a double whammy, whatever. We want to service these customers. The approximate buying power of the disabled community in the United States in terms of disposable income is about $490 billion. Do you want to ignore that? As a business, do you want to ignore that segment? Worse than that, do you want to make them angry and have them sue you? I think not. You know, lastly, we want to provide things or help our customers provide things in a timely and relevant fashion. So, if you're blind and you ask for a statement in Braille, we want to give it to you in less than a couple of minutes rather than 30 days.